So let's take a look at this quadratic problem. And so we're not actually trying to graph the quadratic with factoring or a different method because it's telling us to just use an input-output table. So I picked 3 values for x. You always want 0 to be one of your values, and you always want to have the same positive and negative number, and that's just why I picked 5 and 5. So to do this problem, you're actually just going to plug it in. So you're going to do -5 squared plus 2 times -5 minus 3. And you can use a scientific calculator so that you don't have to do this by hand. So that would give me 12, looks like. Then if I plug in 0, I get 0 squared plus 2 times 0 minus 3, which is going to be minus 3. And then when I plug 5 in, I'm going to get 5 squared so that would give me 27 roughly. So then you're just going to plot those 3 points in the graph. So I have 0, -3. I have -5 is at positive 12. And I have positive 5, which is at 27. And then I'm just going to connect the dots. And that's my graph. So you're not actually trying to factor this or use the quadratic formula or even look for necessarily the x-intercepts per se. It's just wanting you to create the table, plot the points, and then everything with x squared either looks like this or it looks like this. So once you select your shape, then you're just going to connect the dots with the shape you have. Now to find the vertex, if I wanted to find the vertex, the formula is -b over 2a. And so if I look at that in the context of my equation, let me get some space here to work with. So for -b over 2a, b is the number in front of x. So here my b is 2. And then a is the number in front of x squared. And since there's no number, I call that number 1. So I would get -2 over 2 times 1, which is just going to be -1 for the x value of my equation. If I want to find the y value so that I can find the vertex, I'm going to do the same thing I just did in my table of values, and I'm going to plug that -1 back into the equation. So I'm going to get -1 squared plus 2 times -1. And again, I'm using a scientific calculator to simplify this. And that gives me -4. So that means that for the vertex is at -1, -4. The -1 comes from doing the -b over 2a. The -4 comes from plugging it into the equation. So that should get you through 18 and 19, and hopefully that helps you understand how the vertex y value comes about.